to Coming Up Roses. I'm Kevin.
And I'm Kelly, and this is your Saturday, March 12th episode of Coming Up Roses, episode number 53.
And as we're recording this, when it airs, you'll be on your way to South Carolina.
I will.
Yeah.
A little overnight trip.
We're dropping your mom and dad off to a week with the
Surfsiders.
Surfsiders, yeah.
Yeah, guys that Dad was in the Navy with. All stayed at a house they called Surfside 37 at the oceanfront, and they get together every year in Myrtle Beach for a week. Well, I think some of them stay a lot longer than a week, but Mom and Dad go down for a week.
Yeah.
And general shenanigans.
Yeah. Because these people are wide open. They're wide open. In a good way.
Yeah, in a good way.
Yeah.
So this week has not been very eventful. Just kind of getting ready for that.
Yeah.
And I am actually, my best friend Robin and I are driving Mom and Dad to Myrtle Beach.
Yeah.
And then we're going to stay overnight. True Girls Weekend.
And I'm going to hang out with
Sunday.
Robin's husband, Troy, for a poker night he's hosting. So that'll be nice. That's the first time I've done that in years.
Well, you're pretty rusty.
Yeah. I haven't played a proper hand of poker in Jesus.
You better take some money then.
Yeah.
Or maybe you better not take too much money.
Yeah. We'll talk about that. Because I do need to bring some cash with me, so I gotta hit the bank up or something.
Yeah,
Shit.
I know.
Didn't think that through.
Yeah. So other than that, not too much going on.
Yeah. Went to the store with your mom to pick up. She's making a big deal antipasta, which is apparently just like pickled.
It's like artichoke hearts and stuffed mushrooms or
olives.
Yeah, and different kinds of like salamis and things
Italian
like that,
candy.
pepperonis, things like that.
Like Italian snack food.
Yeah. So she's gonna throw all that together. She made rum cake, or she's making rum cake tomorrow.
She's gonna make rum cake tomorrow.
And then we're gonna pack all the stuff up in the car and hit the road, Jack.
Yeah.
So other than that, this week they dropped the mask mandate for school employees. They did it for students
A while
back. They made it optional with a parent opt-out, and then they said we don't even need a parent opt-out, it's just optional. And then about a week after that, they were like, okay, now we're optional for staff. And from somebody who had very high levels of anxiety throughout the pandemic, I was just surprised at how quickly I dropped the mask.
Well, you looked at the numbers.
Yeah.
You looked at the numbers, and the numbers were like, there were 22 cases the last time we checked, which was 6 cases for every 100,000 people.
In Virginia Beach. And then, of course, 2 days after that, so that was Monday, Tuesday afternoon, we got an email, which we hadn't gotten a COVID email in a long time, that we had a positive case at school. And I'm like, of course, 2 days after I dropped the mask. But,
yeah.
I don't know, it's been good. It's back to feeling almost normal.
Yeah.
In the classroom. I have a few kids that still stay masked all day, but most of them have pretty well dropped it too. So let's hope. I heard Delta Omicron.
No.
So
Deltacron is what they're calling it. Deltacron.
Anyway,
they're sticking with the Transformers for the naming culture.
So that, and between that and the price of gas that has steeply risen this week.
It's crazy. Yeah, and I have opinions on that, but I'm going to be
There's
nice.
a lot of opinions. I've heard them every day in the car to and from work, to the point where today I think I just flat out said I don't want to talk about this anymore.
Yeah.
Because we got into this whole, the whole galaxy is moving through space, and my brain cannot, especially at the end of the day, my brain cannot function on that level. So I was like, we just need to stop talking. And then actually tonight at dinner, when y'all were talking about it, I can feel my anxieties ramping up a little bit. And so I need to try to, we can offset the price of the gas by not going to Starbucks so much and, do that kind of thing. So I just keep being thankful that we're not being run out of our homes by people with machine guns. So, it sucks to pay more, sure it does. But you just limit what you're doing. Be responsible with your money, and we'll make it through. I have a cheerier outlook on it than Kevin does, so.
Yeah. Well, it is what it is. You just got to roll on with life.
There's nothing you can do.
That's right.
And you got to go to work. And we can't be virtual anymore. It's against the law in Virginia, so. Speaking of being on the way to work, our normal routine is to stop at Chick-fil-A.
This is hilarious.
For breakfast. And I don't know what came over me a couple days ago.
Yeah.
But I was like, you know what? Let's try something different. Let's try Taco Bell, because neither one of us had ever tried Taco Bell breakfast. And we got there before Taco Bell even opened, so we were like, well.
So apparently they don't even open until 7 o'clock.
And so we're going back to Chick-fil-A. So
if you're a breakfast place, you need to open at a decent hour. And I mean 6 o'clock is late.
Remember when we were up in the mountains, we couldn't find places that were open before 9?
It was crazy.
Might be a staffing thing.
I guess, but like PMS Deli, I love PMS Deli. And when they started doing breakfast, and I believe their breakfast is very good, very good. Can't go in there and come out bad. But they don't start serving breakfast until 8 o'clock in the morning.
Until 9 o'clock. They don't open until 9.
And then they stop serving breakfast at like 10:30.
Yeah.
Like, come on, man. No, you gotta be in there like 6 o'clock making my stuff.
Well.
So.
So anyway, we went to Taco Bell, and I ordered through the app. Like, I just gotten so accustomed to doing that every time we
go somewhere.
And we pulled up at the menu board and said, we're picking up a mobile order. The guy said, all right, come on around. So we go around at 7:15.
Mm-hmm.
At 7:35, we were pulling away from the window.
It was crazy.
We literally sat there for 20 minutes. They came out, they gave us our drink right away. And then we never saw them again for 20 whole minutes.
Yeah.
Like, I was on the verge of just driving away. Like, I'm just going to drive away.
It was crazy. They didn't come to check on us. Once in a while you saw movement in the window, but it was like, no, there was nothing.
And then there were a whole line of people behind us just waiting. Nobody got pissed, so they must be used to it. But yeah, we won't go back there, and it was not good.
Yeah,
it did not taste good.
It really wasn't great. So it's a fail. It's a fail.
Taco Bell breakfast. No. So we're back to Chick-fil-A, I guess, tomorrow. Yeah. I can't find, McDonald's is just greasy. Hardee's is very greasy.
Yeah.
Wendy's over there by the school doesn't do breakfast. I don't think that Wendy's does.
I don't know if it does.
There's Panera. We could do that.
Mm-hmm.
Starbucks is just really expensive. And usually when we go to Chick-fil-A, we order through the app. So at least a couple times a week, one of our breakfasts is free. Breakfasts is free.
Yeah.
Breakfast is the word. One of our meals is free. So, that's what we're going to do from now on.
Yeah, we'll just stick with what we know, and it always works, and it's good stuff.
I used to go solely to Chick-fil-A because of the iced tea. Because I would get the large half sweet, half unsweet iced tea, and I would drink it all day.
Mm-hmm.
And then I started drinking more water. I completely failed my 14-day water challenge. I had a group, and I was posting in every day, and then I got sick. And then after that, I just stopped posting in it. But I am trying to still drink my 64 ounces of water a day.
The tankard.
And so I don't drink the iced tea anymore. And I actually have felt better since I've been drinking more water.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, that's amazing how staying hydrated really can make you feel better.
Yeah, and we're really friendly with the people, and they're always friendly with us. They recognize us.
Fun.
Pretty alright.
The girl
guys.
told us we switched it up on her because I cut out all the the potato, things, and I'm just going with the straight, bacon, egg, and cheese biscuit.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah. I don't know. We lead exciting lives. And Kevin at the grocery store, he's like, I don't remember what night. I guess it was yesterday. You were going to try to pick up pork chops or flank steak or something, and we went to get flank steak. That's my favorite meal. Like flank steak sliced up with rice and gravy.
Mm-hmm.
It's my favorite all-time meal. We went to get flank steak one time, and they told us it was a summer meat.
Yeah, and I'm having trouble finding it now. I went to look for it today, as a matter of fact, and they didn't have any flank steak.
It's not summer yet.
I think that's bullshit. First of all, when they said that to us, I literally looked at the guy and said, that's bullshit.
I mean, I guess people grill a lot of flank steak.
I guess.
But I mean, you can eat flank steak in the wintertime. I do it all the time.
Yeah, the cows are there. The cows don't change all through the year. I think whenever somebody says that there's a seasonal meat, that's such horseshit. There's no way. The animal's the same all year round.
Let me ask you
it's not like a vegetable that grows a certain time.
Do you think more people eat, like, hot dogs in the summertime than they do any other time?
Oh, I'm sure. And that's where we started coming up with the idea for doing this episode.
Yeah, our topic for this week is seasonal foods.
Yeah.
And so,
but you can still
find
a hot dog year-round.
There are certain foods that are certainly seasonal because of the growing season or holidays or whatever. But like, I didn't think steak was necessarily a seasonal.
No, I think that, like I said, I think that's horseshit. I think that I couldn't believe it, and you know, eventually we did find it. But right now, I think it's more supply chain than anything else because the last few times I went to go look for flank steak, it's either there or it's stupid expensive. Like you used to be able to get 2 full flank steaks for like, I don't know, $17. Now it's $17 for one.
So that's crazy. For a while though. Actually, I think that's why we started eating flank steak when I was a kid because it was relatively cheap.
Yeah.
And you could serve a lot of people off of one flank steak. But it's really, I mean, I guess it still is relatively cheap if you're feeding 5 people.
Yeah.
If you pay $30, that's, you know, $6 a person. So it's not bad.
But it's just like, you know, now it's just hard to find flank steak. You know,
gotta go back to Costco. God damn it. Costco always had flank steak.
Yeah. Well.
All right. So let's start our seasonal meat.
All right. So
we'll start it with the spring. Kevin has talking points tonight.
Yeah. So spring, when I looked it up or looked into it, it's all about salads. So the idea is that when we get into the winter, you're doing comfort food, heavy food. So the summer or spring is going into summer, you got to get that out of your body. So you're switching to stuff that's like salads and green vegetables.
That's also when everything's growing again.
Yeah.
So people just want to lighten things up. They're trying to get back in shape for summer.
Yeah. Well,
you know.
So green leafy vegetables, green onions.
Mint.
Mint is a big thing. A lot of like.
Is that just because of the lamb?
That's one of the seasonal meats. Is for spring is lamb, which is I love lamb.
Because if you don't eat it in the spring, they become sheep.
I guess.
Do lambs turn into sheep?
That's a bad joke. Anyway, so yeah, I mean, I guess mint and lamb they go together. To Kentucky Derby be coming up and the mint juleps. So we should do that.
Yeah, I won't do lamb. I won't eat lamb. But I will drink a mint julep.
Yeah, mint julep is nice. And then of course with that comes
your Easter foods.
Easter foods, which you know basically you eat ham, but more like a ham biscuit, not really a biscuit. It's what are the little ham sandwiches? What do you call them?
I mean, my family always had like a spiral ham at Easter or boiled ham. We didn't need to do the biscuits, but I guess a ham or a lamb is traditional for Easter, right?
Yeah. And then of course we got St. Patty's Day, which is the corned beef and cabbage. That's good stuff.
It is good stuff, but last time it made me so sick.
Yeah. And then of course then you have the candies for Easter, which is all the pastel colored candies.
Colored Easter eggs.
Yeah, cookies, Peeps, which you know people only eat them during Easter time because they suck. I don't understand why people even eat them.
You might eat one half of a Peep and then you're like, okay, I've had enough.
Yeah.
But Cadbury eggs I don't like either.
And the thing is I like Cadbury eggs, but I wouldn't eat one any other time of the year. So I guess there is something to that.
They seem
just pure
disgusting
sugar.
to me.
It's just pure sugar. And then you start cooking on the grill. You know, so that's a good time of year. But
that first time you light the grill up, like when you smell your neighbors grilling something for the first time in the spring. Oh my gosh, I love that smell.
That's what we're smelling a lot now. We go in the backyard and there's the grilling smell, and then there's one of our neighbors is taking advantage of the the lax pot laws, so there's that smell too. So there's that. So yeah, that's what spring is. A lot of salads.
Just fresh, lightening things up.
Yeah.
Getting away from that like heavy.
Which I get that.
It comes from like I guess the evolution of animals, where in the wintertime you have to kind of conserve energy and pack it in to keep warm, and in the summer or the spring and summer when things are warming up, you want to...
So you're more abundant.
Yeah.
Yeah, you have more abundance of food at the ready.
Yeah.
And particularly with vegetables and whatnot.
Yeah.
So. All right, and then moving into
what's your favorite spring food?
Like my favorite spring food. Well, I mean the lamb is always good. When they're not open anymore, but there's
Yanni's.
Yanni's it was Greek, and they were fantastic.
Oh, they're the best food.
They really did. I miss Yanni's a lot. But they had a lamb shank over a tomato wine orzo, which was unbelievable. The roasted lamb shank was, oh my God, it was my favorite meal of all time.
If Kevin ordered the lamb shank at Yanni's, you had to pretty much know you weren't going to talk to him through the whole meal.
Yeah. Yeah.
He'd be like,
there's
silverware in each hand. Like.
There's 2 pictures of me looking at it on Facebook like this, and then afterwards just the bone laying there, and I'm just like, oh.
That was your favorite.
It was really good. And they had this, what was the cheese thing? Saganaki?
Saganaki.
Yeah. I'm not big on lemon, but they just sprinkle a bunch of lemon on. They set this cheese on fire and then sprinkle lemon on it to put the fire out. It is fantastic shit right there, yeah.
And they had the best gyros.
Yeah, the gyros are really good.
Never had one anywhere else that I like as much.
Well, you don't see very many Greek places. No. There's that one out there, but it's so hard to get to and kind of a pain.
Oh, the one and there's that Fresh Greek or whatever. Simply Greek or whatever.
Simply Greek, yeah.
We ate there. I just wasn't a fan. Like Yanni's just spoiled me, I think.
Oh my God, it was so good.
Yeah.
But the old people were tired, and then they sold out to, what was it, the Jose Tequilas?
Yeah, Jose Tequilas.
Which they're a fine restaurant. I'd rather go to Senior Fox, but they have these chairs that are literally 100 pounds. They're literally tree stumps. It's like, no, why would you do that?
All right, we're getting off topic.
Yeah, we're getting off topic.
My favorite spring, I don't know if I have a favorite spring meal.
Well, is there anything you look forward to for like the season's changing? Is there anything you're looking forward to when the spring's coming?
My mom used to make, she still does, we always called it a cold plate. And it would be tuna macaroni salad, potato salad, and then fruit. Like pineapple, grapes, apple slices.
We can do that when they come back.
I used to always love a good cold plate, and it just seemed like that was a good like spring, because you weren't heavy cooking anything. But yeah, you're not a big fan of the tuna macaroni salad.
I'll do it for you. I mean, it's all right. It's just not something I get thrilled over. But yeah, I mean, we can even do it while they're gone. We got everything. We'd have to go to the store, get some fruits.
Tuna and macaroni.
We got tuna.
Mayonnaise.
I got tuna. I got mayonnaise. The only thing we don't have is fresh fruit.
Right, maybe.
Yeah, we'll talk about it. We'll let you know next week if we decide to do that. Will they or won't they?
Will they eat the tuna macaroni salad? Tune in next week.
I already got you on the edge of your seat. Alright, so after springtime is summertime.
Fresh corn.
Yeah. I mean, there's a lot in summer that's awesome. It's full tilt grilling. Hamburgers, hot dogs, steaks, pork chops. I love cooking steak and
that's
pork
my
chops
favorite,
on the grill.
pork chops.
Yeah, I do like making a good pork. Bone in, a little bit of thickness on them, not a whole lot. Salt, pepper. Oh my goodness. I was craving it, and I went to the store to try to find them, and I didn't. Again, everything's so hard to find now.
I probably could go the rest of my life without eating another hamburger or hot dog.
Really?
Yeah.
I crave a hot dog sometimes.
I have been really turned off toward ground beef for a long time now.
Yeah.
Anything with ground beef. Yeah. Hamburgers, meatloaf. I mean, we made the Sloppy Joe's wasn't horrible, but I don't know what it is. It's not my favorite thing anymore.
Yeah.
And I can eat a hamburger if it's a real thin hamburger.
Yeah.
I don't like to think that it's not cooked all the way through.
There you go.
And the hot dogs, for some reason, just are so salty now. They just seem so salty.
Well, those ones the other night were. I cooked them on the grill.
They were still salty.
Yeah.
I would much rather have a bratwurst.
Yeah, I would too, but your mom doesn't like that. But your mom's going to be away for a week. So.
Well, now we got 2 meals. We got tuna mac and bratwurst.
Yeah.
We could do bratwurst.
Yeah.
With grilled onions.
I can cook them under an hour. And
it's the good
they
stuff.
got an hour lunch coming up.
What you do is you take the bratwurst and you boil it in beer,
and
then you finish it on the grill.
Yeah.
So good.
Yeah.
So good. I do like that.
Yeah.
But to me, my favorite summer is that first fresh sweet corn on the cob.
Yeah.
Oh, it's so good.
And there's a bunch of ways we can cook it. We cook it in just boiling water. We cook it on the grill.
We put it in the oven.
We did it in the Instapot. The Instapot one was really good.
I like the Instapot one.
Actually, in the Instapot, you did it with milk one time. It was really good.
And butter and salt.
Yeah.
So good. All right, what else you got on there?
Corn on the cob. Eating outside.
Not a fan.
Yeah, for a while we had a canopy that had like a screen in, but it was a pain in the ass.
It's just you have to carry everything out there. Yeah. You have to carry everything back in. There's flies everywhere. Like, I'm not a fan of eating outside.
Yeah. But the big days for eating are Memorial Day, 4th of July, and Labor Day, which Memorial Day is traditionally the beginning of summer. 4th of July is, hey, that's
full
the party.
Summer.
That's, yeah. And then Labor Day, which is marks the end of summer because everybody's going back to school and work and all that other bullshit.
Yep.
So
a lot of good eating holidays in the summertime. People like to be fresh fruit, fresh vegetables.
Hanging out. Those are the hangouts with people, friends, not family. In wintertime, you got, like the other holidays where it's family, but these are the ones where you're hanging out with your buddies.
Cold beer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So. All right, and that brings us into fall. That's when things are starting to get a little chilly outside. So what do you eat? You're eating that comfort food. Chili. That's a root-based vegetables. This is what the websites were telling me. Root-based vegetables and gourds. So like carrots, potatoes, that sort of thing. Radishes, which, whatever.
I mean, you can eat radishes all year. You can eat potatoes all year.
Yeah, potatoes you pretty much eat all year round in some form or another. The potatoes, like in winter time and fall and winter, you start switching like mashed potatoes and baked potatoes. But in the spring and
there's nothing better though when the weather, like that
fries.
Heat breaks and the humidity's gone and that slight chill is in the air. That's my favorite time of year.
It is.
I don't like the summertime. I don't like heat.
Yeah.
Because you see my face, see how red it is right now, and I'm not even warm. When I get warm, my face is like this color.
Yeah. But that's when we're doing soups and stews.
That first chili.
There's the
pumpkin spice everything.
Pumpkin spice everything. It starts. You start seeing it.
Pies are not traditionally a fall thing. I wouldn't put pies on the fall food list.
I put it there because of Thanksgiving.
Yeah, because but like there's nothing like a strawberry pie or a blueberry pie in the summertime.
Yeah, you're right.
A key lime pie.
You're right.
So, I mean, I think pies are pretty much year-round.
That was my addition to fall because of the Thanksgiving. In Thanksgiving, it's all about the pies. You got the sweet potato, you got the pumpkin, and all of that, all those different pies, apples, and all those pies that you have around Thanksgiving.
And there's nothing more
the big dessert for
Americana than apple pie on the 4th of July.
Yeah, that's true. You're right.
Yeah.
Pies are kind of year-round, but
a
certain type of pie.
What's your favorite pie?
Your mom makes that apple pie.
That's your favorite?
Yeah.
I think my favorite is... I have a lot of favorites.
Ooh, that pecan pie she made too. That was really good.
That was what I was going to say. That South Carolina pecan pie. That and I don't really like... I never really liked pecan pie until she made that. And there's something different. There's an ingredient in it that makes it different than normal pecan pie. It's
not beating you in the face with sugar. It's a real buttery tasting, actually.
Almost maybe a touch on the salt side.
Yeah, maybe.
It's just vinegar in it. I know there's vinegar in it. Oh my gosh,
something that cuts
so
that sweetness. Because a good pecan pie, most of the time you're just smacking your face
just sticky
with sugar.
sweet. Yeah.
Yeah.
Not that one.
Yeah,
So that's one of my
the one
favorites. I also like a very good lemon cream pie.
Yeah, you can keep the lemon.
I like a lemon meringue pie. I like, we made for my mom's birthday last week a sugar-free chocolate pudding pie with a walnut crust.
Good, yeah.
That was really, really yummy.
My mom used to make a pie for Tommy. It was a coconut pie.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. She would do
the coconut custard one?
Yeah.
Oh, I know what pie you're talking about. My mom used to make that. That's delicious.
I've never been a big fan of coconut. The texture, I don't like it.
I know. But I do. That's why sometimes we get that carrot cake. I'm like, it's got coconut in it. Kevin won't eat any. More for me.
So, fall, you got the two big holidays are Thanksgiving and Halloween, which is all about candy. This is when you start eating. This is when your diet or whatever.
When everything just goes out the window. Yeah.
Because it's all this comfort food that.
That's damn Reese's peanut butter cups.
Yeah. I mean that's what it is. It's just food in there that is not you shouldn't be eating, but they are eating it.
Well, and you buy the Halloween candy like a couple weeks in advance because you want to make sure you can get it. And then by the time Halloween rolls around, if you haven't broken into the Halloween candy yet, I always was like, we should buy the Halloween candy that sucks. Those little nerds. And
your mom's never going to do that.
No, we buy like the candy bar.
It's a miracle your mom doesn't buy full-size candy bars.
It might happen next year now that mom's off the sugar.
Maybe. We'll see.
I don't know.
And then that rolls us into winter, which is even more comfort food. It's pretty much some of the same things as fall, except you start seeing things like prime rib and roast beef, pot roast, more soup, more stews, a little bit thicker. Stews are good because it's thicker. Yeah, casseroles, pastas, a lot more pasta. I mean, in the summer you might get
pasta in the summertime.
Yeah, you get one of those cold pastas, like what do you call it?
Or even a fresh pasta with like shrimp in it.
Yeah.
Good in the summertime.
Yeah. But the big holidays there is Christmas and turkey and same with fall. Fall and winter kind of go more tightly together, and summer and spring go tightly together, I guess. But
winter is more about hunker down, like chicken and dumplings.
Yeah.
Like just pot pie, comfort.
Yeah.
Whereas fall is, let's cooling down. Let's have pumpkin, whatever, and let's have a nice bowl of soup and some chili. I think winter is heavier than the fall.
Yeah, probably. Yeah. Where summer is spring is lighter than summer because you start getting into more of the beef eating
and summer's a lot of seafood too.
Yeah. Yeah, boils and fish. Yeah.
We started eating salmon, and I never liked salmon until recently.
Yeah.
I can eat up to a point, and then I kind of get over it. But I used to not be able to tolerate any salmon. But we had some the other night. It was really good.
I'm looking forward to. We got this vacation coming up in June or July. Well, yeah, I guess it starts in June. Ends in July.
I need to figure out when that is, by the way, because I have a class I have to take this summer, and I have to make sure I schedule it around that.
But today we got into a text message group with Tabitha set up, figured out our last night in Hatters that we'll basically have it catered, and we all decided on barbecue with fish bites and crab cakes.
Mini crab cakes?
Yeah, something like that. Sounds good. Sounds awesome.
That sounds good.
So, she's really doing a good job keeping everything organized with all that.
Yep.
So that's what we had. We had and candy. You get a lot of candy around Christmas too.
I eat candy any time of the year.
Yeah. Well,
Valentine's Day is a big candy day.
Yeah. Well, they make specialty candies for these various holidays too. Like the Reese's is real big on like Easter. They'll do egg-shaped Reese's cups.
They know how to do that.
And Christmas tree Reese's cups.
Couldn't even get them. I couldn't even find them.
What, the Easter egg?
The Christmas tree.
The Christmas tree ones, yeah. It's weird, man. The supply chain thing ain't no joke. You go to look for stuff that you traditionally don't have a hard time finding, and you have a hard time finding it. It's crazy. Just crazy.
Yeah.
But that's what we've figured out. So let us know in the Facebook page or comments what kind of seasonal foods are you looking for? What's your favorite seasonal foods for the various seasons? Are you looking forward to anything with the summer coming up or spring? Let us know. We want to hear from you.
And now that we have half of our menu for next week already planned, join us next week for more meal planning.
What else we're going to eat? We'll let you know. Yeah.
All right. Well, I have no idea what we're doing in our second segment.
Well, we were going to do last week, but we're going to do more of that, or we can do some...
I was supposed to write something, and I never did it.
Oh, shit. Well, let's just do therapy. We'll do that next week.
Okay.
We'll do therapy.
All right. We'll be back soon.
All right.
With some do-it-yourself therapy.
There we go. Table topics.
Table topics.
Now we ever get a sponsorship.
I'm making up jingles.
Yeah. We should ask them if they want to sponsor us, because we've been giving them free advertisement.
We probably should.
But definitely go out and buy some table topics. I think you just pull the cards out and start conversating with the people around you. It's a great way to, come up with subject matter that you don't really talk about. So.
All right, you ready for the first one?
Yep.
All right, here we go. When the phone rings, do you generally experience excitement or dread?
I work on a phone for a living. I don't want nothing to do with a fucking phone after I'm off the clock. I really don't. I don't want to. I'll text you all day long. I'll email you. I'll FaceTime you. But I don't want to talk to you on the phone. I really don't. I will. And, it's just as a rule, I want to chat with you some other way. I work on the phone for a living. Don't want to mess with it after that.
I don't work on the phone for a living, but my social anxiety makes me hate phone calls.
Yeah.
I hate talking to people I don't know on the phone. Hate it, hate it, hate it. We'll push it off to Kevin on any opportunity I get. Even calling to order pizza. I just always feel like an idiot. And I'm saying the wrong thing or not asking the right things. And it's just bad. And I think part of it goes back to my first couple years of teaching. I had a conversation with a parent on the phone, and they were screaming at me about something really ridiculous. Their kid kept leaving their backpack or their homework folder or whatever at school every day, and she would come back up and get it. And then the next day he would leave it at school, and she would come back up and get it. And she would call. I'm like, I'm going to come back up. And I said, maybe what you need to do is let him not have his homework tomorrow and have the consequence of not getting his homework done. And maybe that will help him remember to bring his homework folder home. And she let me have it. She said, I thought you were the type of parent who gave a damn about your students. So I was like, and I said, we might need to have this conversation face to face. So I pretty much doubt that you'd be yelling at me like that to my face.
Yeah.
And ever since then, I have this you would think as a teacher I would have plenty of opportunity to have phone calls with parents. I avoid it at all costs.
Yeah.
I would much rather, now with the virtual, I'd rather Zoom or, message. Now we talk through Seesaw, which is great for me. I am really good at making sure what I type isn't misconstrued. So, I don't know. It's part of my social anxiety.
I just don't want to be on the phone after I'm not getting paid for it. All right. What's the happiest movie ever made?
Happiest movie ever made?
I know it wasn't the happiest movie ever made.
It's a good question.
I mean, in my mind, I'm going just pure comedies, I don't know, anything Mel Brooks, Airplane, Practical Jokers movie. That's just fun.
Yeah, there was no real they did lock him in a room with a tiger. That one was good.
Yeah, it was
hilarious. A happy movie or a movie that makes me happy?
It just says the happiest movie ever made.
Okay, the movie that makes me the happiest is The Princess Bride.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's a little bit of everything.
Yeah. I'd say it's a happy movie.
There are parts of it that are not happy. But
he's only
not happy in a silly fun way. I don't know. I think that's probably my the happiest movie for me. The Lego movie was pretty
really
happy
movie. Yeah. Just like I said, Mel Brooks, Spaceballs. You're not going to come out of anything like that. Yeah, you're not coming out of it with The Secret of Life, but you are going to sit for a couple of hours and be very happy.
And be happy. That's true.
The Blues Brothers. Again, you're not coming out of it with The Secret of Life, but it's a fun movie to watch.
Yeah.
So I don't know if I'd call it the happiest movie, but it makes me happy to watch it.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
What did you do that drove your parents crazy?
I just stayed in my room and watched TV. I guess just the whole not going outside and playing for the most part. I wasn't playing video games because we didn't have a video game system. I just didn't want to go out to, there wasn't a whole lot of kids in my neighborhood anyway that were my age. And I wasn't a social kid. So I guess if they wanted me to do anything, they'd want me to go out and do stuff with other kids.
I never really tested the limits either, but I probably played my music too loud.
Yeah.
As a teenager.
Yeah.
I probably blew some decibels in my... Which is funny now because I don't really listen to music.
No, you don't.
But as a teenager, I sure did. And I played it loud.
This is interesting. Are you in competition with any of your friends or family?
Whew. Am I in competition? I don't think so.
I will disagree with you on that. You and Jennifer and Michael have this little thing that you guys do, and your mom says that she loves you all equally, which is bullshit. That's just bullshit. She's going to give me shit about this later, but she does play favorites. Now, the favorites change.
I don't think she plays favorites.
Okay. But Jen thinks it's Michael. Michael thinks it's Jennifer. You think it's Jennifer. Or you might change it to Michael. None of you think that you're the one.
I clearly think that I am the favorite.
Yeah. Well, either way, I just think it's fun to watch.
I don't think it's a competition, though. I'm not in competition.
No, I wouldn't say it's competition.
It's that's fun, lighthearted ribbing. It's not, who's I'm mom's favorite, your mom's favorite.
Yeah.
I mean, that's not. I don't feel like I'm competing with anybody.
Yeah.
For any, I have to be better at something. Yeah. I just am. Just kidding. No. I mean, as far as friends go, I don't think so.
No, I'm not in competition with anybody on anything, yeah.
I would lose if I was. Yeah. All my friends are way smarter than me.
I used to have a thing with a bunch of my friends where it was called the Hell Game. And this was hilarious. Because the idea was that we're all going to hell anyway, right? So we would purposely say something mean or for fun, for just the fun, and you'd earn cash prizes or like game show prizes for when you're in hell. So you've earned a house for saying something like that, or you've got this really nice car for saying, that horrible thing about the little cripple kid. That was great. It was great. I was awesome at it. I had a lot. My pile was stacked high.
That's sarcasm. One of my kids today, my sarcastic side. You have to know me pretty well to appreciate my sarcastic humor. 99.9% of things I joke about, I do just to see if somebody laughs at it, or I think it's funny in that moment. It's not, One of my kids today, Robin was showing me their picture after school. They, during some independent writing time, drew a picture of Mary and Joseph and the baby Jesus with the angel, and she wrote Jesus Christ at the top of the picture. And Robin said, Jesus is really happy in this picture because the baby had like this big smiling face. And I said, well, Joseph wouldn't be too happy if he knew the truth about Mary. Just as a sarcastic joke, to kind of get, as Robin, of course, laughed at it. But I like making those kind of jokes. And I hope people don't,
Oh, me too.
Think, what a horrible person, you're teasing that person. But I'm really not. It's just... I personally think it's funny. So
my favorite, and I think we talked about it, but there was the one time that somebody paid for everybody to go see Passion of the Christ when it was at and I was down in Hatteras my dad wanted to go see it, and I never got to go to the movies with my dad. So this is the one time we went. We went to go see Passion of the Christ. Great movie. Of course, everybody knows how to end. Christ is dead, and then he comes back. So we're getting up, we're leaving, and I said, well, they left it open for a sequel because Jesus is getting up. Well, my dad's cracking up, he's laughing at it, but this lady in front of us didn't think that shit was funny at all.
I probably wouldn't have made that joke until I got into the car.
Oh my God.
Like, I don't want to make jokes like that around people I don't know.
Well, I thought it was hilarious. Pop chuckled at it, and then this lady was just like, that's just horrible.
Yeah, I'm going to hell. I already got a car and a place to live there, so.
Yeah.
I think is it you or me?
Did you just read that?
I read, my last question was, what did you do that drove your parents crazy?
All right, so.
You read the competition question,
so it's me. So that's it.
Okay, if you're in denial about one thing, what is it?
I'm pretty accepting of all the bullshit. The thing is,
if you're in denial, you don't know you're in denial.
Yeah, there's that, but there's also just the idea that, I don't hide from any of my shortcomings.
Kevin doesn't hide anything.
Yeah,
I would say you are not in denial about. Yeah. You are wide open.
I've told stories here about shitting on myself, so it's like, what am I hiding?
Yeah.
So yeah, that's.
I feel like sometimes I'm not in denial, but my ability as a teacher, I feel like it's a sham.
No.
And everyone else is in denial that they say I'm really good at it.
That's true.
I feel like I'm just kind of winging it and just, crossing my fingers and hoping something works.
We've talked about this, but she is, and she says, well, I'm biased, which, yeah, I'm biased. But I've also worked in an office environment my entire career. Like 30 years I've been working in various office environments. So I understand how it works. When you have people that come to you for advice on a regular, and because you're calm and they're having a shit day and they come to you, that's not because you're here, have a cookie.
No. Don't get me wrong.
You are very good at your job.
I understand that I'm an empathetic person. I'm a good listener. I'm kind to everybody.
That.
I'm not talking about all of that.
People asking you advice on how to do shit, though. And that's because you know what you're doing.
I'm talking about the work I do with the kids every day. A lot of times I feel like I just pull things out of thin air.
And your vice principal thinks you're a freaking superhero when it comes to that.
That's not true.
All right, well.
She doesn't see.
She's in denial. She's in denial. Damn it.
Everyone else is just, I make it look like I know what I'm doing.
And you just saw it live.
I mean, and there are teachers out there, come on, that some days you feel like you're just faking it.
I'm not saying every other teacher sucks. I'm just saying you're better than they are.
No, that's not true. That's totally not. Yeah. There are so many things that I read about, I do this in my room and look how I organize this and that and look at these great things and I'm like, oh man.
Making them look like sunshine shining out of their freaking assholes.
Yeah, there's no sunshine shining out of my asshole, let me tell you.
God damn it. That's bullshit, though. Those are reporters telling you bullshit to make the story sound better.
That's true.
As she farted, the rays of rainbows that fell throughout the room was great.
We made rainbows in class today, Robin and I. It was very funny because we're both kind of like, we like things to look the right way. Mm-hmm. When you teach kindergarten, you have to give up a lot of that and just let something look like crap because the kid did it. But we couldn't let it go today. So the little project we were doing is about 75% teacher done and like 25% kid done. But they turned out cute anyway.
What are you a control freak about?
Why are you laughing so hard at that? I am a control freak about everything.
I'm in a house full of control freaks.
example. I know I'm a control freak. I will freely admit I like to have control.
Yeah.
Because I like to know. I don't like being unprepared. I don't like surprises. I don't like just being spontaneous and not knowing what's coming at me. That makes me very, very, very anxious. So I control everything as much as I can to ease my anxiety. So that's where my control freakishness comes from.
I get it.
But my mom bought some, air deodorizer for the bathroom.
I know where this is going.
And we were sitting around the table, I guess getting ready for dinner, and she brought it out, and she comes in the kitchen with it, and she's like, I got this air freshener, but when you spray it, make sure you spray it away from your face like this, or otherwise, we were
both like, what the fuck?
Okay. All my life, I haven't known how to spray air freshener. It was so, and I think she even realized after she said it, because then she started laughing. But I'm like, yeah, Mom, we know how to spray a spray bottle. It was pretty funny.
So last night I come into the living room and I go up to Kelly and I was like, I just had a close call. She's like, what? What happened? I said, I pointed that thing right in my face and I remembered not to pull the trigger.
I almost sprayed myself right in the face. And then, of course, today in the car, I hit that. We have a little can of air freshener stuff in the car, and you drive around and you smell all the.
I farted. I'll just flat out say it. I farted. And
I did spray that right in my face.
And you sprayed it right in your face.
I was trying to get it to go behind me.
You never listen to your mom. In her defense, it was like a
mist,
fry spray.
Yeah.
And it doesn't have a clear.
I knew it was gonna shoot toward me, but I thought it was gonna go over my shoulder, and it just kind of eucalyptus mint right to the face.
Right to the face. That's funny.
Yeah, I come by it honestly.
Mm-hmm. I don't have any control freak in me, so I just roll with it. Whatever happens, I roll with it.
That's why we make a good team. I plan, and you roll with it.
Oh, yeah.
Would you hope that everybody or nobody remembers your birthday?
I'd be a liar if I said I didn't want people to remember. But now I am okay with the people that see the reminder on Facebook and just put a happy birthday up there. And some people do elaborate shit, and I appreciate all of it. But even if it's just somebody who doesn't really do a whole lot of talking to me, they see my name in their birthday thing, happy birthday, and I do the same. And it's just an acknowledgement, hey, it's your birthday. I hope you have a great day. And, I don't want anything stupid elaborate, where, the few times I did want something like that was for when I turned 40. I wanted the nice party or whatever. But
I mean, if I had the choice between everybody or nobody, I would choose everybody.
Yeah.
But I don't feel like I need everybody to remember my birthday.
No.
I will admit that, on Facebook, I don't always get the notifications about whose birthday it is.
Yeah.
And then sometimes...
It used to be very prevalent, but now it's not.
Sometimes I do get the notifications, and then I get so distracted that I, don't... And then I feel bad later, because I was like, oh, I didn't wish that person a happy birthday. It's a whole nother added level of stress. I'm really bad about remembering people's birthdays.
Facebook has gotten a little lax about that.
I get it sometimes, but not all the time. And I don't proactively seek it out. So.
No.
Yeah, but there's that.
Are you a better leader or follower?
That's a really good question.
Can I give you my opinion?
I think I'm a better leader.
You are a better leader. Now,
I'm more comfortable in the role, I think, of leader.
This is
to a degree.
This is where the control freak stuff comes in.
Right.
But you also are comfortable with somebody making the big decisions.
Yes.
So you are comfortable where you're at.
A mid-level management.
In mid-level management. And that's kind of what you are, because you're the grade level chair, and you do all this kind of extra stuff, and people go to you because you're a good leader. But you also like the fact that the big decisions made by somebody else in the building or downtown. And if you have that level of separation that says, fuck it, this ain't my decision. I'm
out
sorry
of my
you
hands,
hate this,
folks.
but
Sorry.
take it up with somebody downtown.
Yeah, I think if I would, that's why I couldn't get into administration.
Yeah.
I mean, I've had a lot of people like, oh, did you ever think about going higher than a classroom teacher? No. Because I would not be good at having to make the big decisions. I'm very indecisive. And I don't want to offend or hurt anybody.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes you have to make decisions that people aren't going to like. And I wouldn't be good in that position. I would be a wreck all the time.
I was like that when I was at Canon. Because when I was at Canon, I was kind of mid-level. Low mid-level, but I was, and I, for the people on the floor, I was a great leader. But again, I had that anonymity of saying, look, you got to do it like this because this is what the people upstairs want. So if you don't like it, fucking take it up with them.
Mm-hmm.
At Cox, I don't really have that. I'm kind of lower on the cog. I don't have any real responsibility at all, minimal responsibility at all. So I guess it makes me more of a follower. When I first got to Cox, I was real ambitious and tried to move up, and that got squashed. You get told no enough, you're just like, well, fuck it, I'm just something.
The other part of that is every job that you tried to get into, they eventually ended up dissolving that department. Yeah. And so then you get to the point where you're like, well, I don't want to make a move that I don't know that job's going to be there in 2 years.
Yeah, so I'm just
your job
comfortable where I'm
going
at.
Anywhere.
Yeah, I'm comfortable where I'm at. I'm not going to make any more money than I am now unless they change the scales, which I'm pretty sure they're going to have to sooner or later, just like everybody else, because of inflation.
We'll see. Yeah. I'm not a good follower, especially with, like, crafty things, because, like, I have in my head the way something should be, and I have a really hard time letting someone else lead that. That's why when I made those curtains for the bathroom the week Mom was not here, it went very smoothly. But when I made the curtains for the bathroom for Mom's room and she was here, there were a lot more little bumps in the road. And I think that's just because Mom and I think about things differently. And we each have an idea of what we want or how we want to get something done. And we don't do things the same way. And it's hard for both of us to, like, step back and just trust that the other person's way might work.
Yeah. Well, they're going to be gone for a week. Maybe we should think about
make some more curtains.
Yeah, do something. Make some sort of change in the house.
I know. I like working with Mom on projects like that. It just, getting it, once we got it started, it was great. But it was like talking it through and figuring it out. When I have an alternate person telling me something differently, it's hard for me to break out of what I think in my head.
Yeah.
So.
Just shut up and do it the way I want.
That's what I tell my students all the time. Just kidding. Just be quiet and do what I say. Okay. Is the silent treatment a method you use when angry? You don't get angry.
Yeah, it's a waste of time to get angry about a lot of stuff. I mean, I'll get angry about shit in the car, but even then it's just me yelling at somebody.
And he doesn't use the silent treatment. He yells at the person.
Yeah, I yell at
Thanks for ruining my day!
Yeah. Somebody cut us off the other day. I'm like, fuck you, bitch!
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, of course they didn't hear me yelling, fuck you, bitch, but, it's nice to say it in the car. But, the anything else I'm not generally getting angry about. Somebody gets shitty with me on the phone, that's a daily occurrence. What am I going to do?
I think I do. I think I do throw the silent treatment out there sometimes.
Yes, you do.
Yeah. And it's not because I'm trying to, like, be rude and not talk. I'm just trying to, like...
calm down.
not say something I'm going to regret.
Yeah.
Sometimes I just need to separate myself from the whole situation. And just breathe. And sit in quiet and get my head back in the right spot. So I don't end up sounding like an asshole.
Like an asshole. Yo, 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 yo. Do big crowds make you feel alone or connected to the world? Well, I know that answer for you.
I don't like crowds. I have a lot of hang-ups, don't I?
Everybody's got hang-ups.
Crowds make me feel uncomfortable. I don't know if they make me feel alone. It's probably opposite of that. I feel like... My thing has always been, like, if something goes wrong, how am I going to get out of here? Like, I don't like to feel trapped. Crowds make me feel trapped.
Follow me, I'll get you out.
Yeah, that doesn't help me. Remember that time I went to the movies and that kid sat down next to me with that big heavy backpack?
And then he
left it there?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That's why I don't like concerts. I just don't like to be around that many people. Is that a trust issue in people in general?
Probably.
Maybe. Who knew? I have trust issues.
Put them back here. I'm sorry.
Now who has the trust issues that I'm not going to put them back in the box the right way? God. Anyway, there's our therapy for the week. Kevin and I piss each other off in the days. I don't think Kevin's ever been mad at me that he's admitted.
Oh,
I think you've been frustrated with me.
No, I would say, I mean, I would guess frustrated, but I mean, it's not anything I can't get over. You know, nothing's going to bother me enough to where it's going to be a problem. Because if it's a problem, I can fix it.
Where did I find this person?
If you're frustrated enough that it's a problem, then fix the fucking problem. It's the things are not that hard. They really aren't all that hard.
Are you talking to me with this right now? Is that what you're telling me? Because I get frustrated. I have an Irish temper.
Yeah, that's true. But that's more of an emotional thing. I'm saying if something is a real problem, then you fix the real problem. Yeah. But I mean, a lot of people are a bit more emotional, and this is probably where people think I'm an asshole because I'm not as emotional as folks get. And there are people, believe it or not, there are people out there that think I'm a full-blown asshole because I don't get emotional about stuff. But at the same time, it's like...
Which isn't true. Get him talking about certain topics and he gets very emotional. Not like crying emotional, but like passionate emotional.
Yeah. Because the shit is not that difficult to figure out. I mean, if I'm able to figure it out, who the fuck am I?
I did accuse him of oversimplifying things today.
Yeah. But, I mean, really, I'm just some fuck guy. I just come up with this stuff on my own in like 10 minutes. You can't figure this out. You gotta, act like, you can't figure it out. Come on, man.
You're an asshole.
Yeah, see?
All right. So we will see you now next weekend. Kevin and I will be out of town. So this weekend's my girls' trip with my friend.
And my new schedule starts, too. So.
And your schedule starts on Saturday where you have weekends off. Our first 2 weekends, I'll be gone the first weekend, and then you and I will be gone together the second weekend.
So maybe we'll record something while we're out.
Well, we still record Thursday night, but it'll be St. Patrick's Day. Oh.
Yeah, that's the thing. I'm working late.
We're not recording at 10 o'clock at night.
That's what I'm saying. We'll probably have to record on the road. Maybe we'll rig up some stuff
on the road. We'll record that night in the hotel.
Yeah. Well, we'll bring the gear with us. I think we could throw something together in the car. We did that one of the great episodes.
Maybe we'll just record the podcast with mom and dad's Army buddies or Navy buddies.
There we go. Yeah. There we go. Maybe some guests.
We could have some guests to talk about the good old days.
You see some wide open folks, man.
I don't know if they'd be down for that, but we should come up with some questions just in case.
Maybe that'll be the thing, yeah.
That'll be fun.
Have your mom pitch it to them. See what they say.
All right, guys. So that's it for us for this week. We hope you all have a great week. Happy St. Patrick's Day. And we'll see you next week.
Bye, everybody.